Lalit Agarwal now joins us, Chairman and Managing Director of V-Mart, and the first thing you want to ask them is what is happening to the consumer sentiment, what is happening to the slowdown, is there a scope of revival around Diwali Dussehra or next 6 months could be a washout? Let's first talk about something which is of immediate concern. We'll talk about your revenue growth which you're planning, that's a long-term vision statement, but right now it's about trying to understand that when and how far are we really away from consumer demand coming back?
Good morning. No, I think there is a concern that we have been witness. Yeah. So there is a concern which is there, which we are witnessing for the last 4-5 months since post Diwali. And so we are seeing some liquidity crunch happening in the markets for small business houses or businessmen or people who are running shops also. And so there is some concern, but see, we have able to pull up some sales whenever we have brought in some good schemes which have attracted consumers. So what we have done literally is sometimes we have been able to even pull in the sales of the competitor. But the overall market scenario looks a little grim, and there is a concern which is there. But we think if the monsoon pans out to be good, we feel that the festival should be very good, and we should be able to see that consumer demand coming in back on the festival. These 2 months we should not be expecting a huge growth from the market because there's nothing in the market, huge rainfall coming in the market. So normally these are dull time for us, but we should expect more good festival coming in. We are targeting and we are planning and forecasting a good festival this particular year.
All right, good to have you on board. So you've told us about the overall strategy. Let's also understand now the newfound focus that you're looking at on the latest trends. Can you just tell us a little bit about what is this the mind to market and how you're going to achieve the desired reduction in the mind to market days from 150 to 90 to 120?
See, as you understand that we are more in fashion business, and now because more and more information is available to customer, the customers are being very much aware about what's the fashion launch in the markets of Milan, Paris, Rome, and what are the our stars wearing, their role model wearing. So more and more awareness is bringing in more and more demand, and as the millennials are becoming much more impatient, so we need to offer them at a much faster pace than what we had been doing. So that's what we have been planning to do, and what we have been focusing, and we have been better on those, that we will be trying to bring down those mind to market, because we don't create fashion, we copy fashion, we replicate fashion. So we need to be much more agile in that process. So that's how we are focusing on trying to bring in the understanding, those knowledge which will help our buyers and merchandisers to create those kind of product, and also align with those vendor base so that we can speed up those manufacturing processes. And finally, the supply chain processes which are from our warehouses to our stores, and how does that happen in a little more faster pace is what we are targeting to do. This is what our plans are.
We also understand that you're planning to triple your sales in the next 3 to 4 years. How is it that you're going to go about the growth strategy? How many stores will you be adding? And what kind of geographies would you be focusing in on where you do see this kind of high growth opportunity from?
No, as you understand that we have been largely there in tier 2, tier 3 towns. We experimented tier 4 in the last year, and we have not seen great results from tier 4. But yes, we would want to explore more of those. But right now we will still focus more on tier 2 and tier 3 in the existing states where we are operating, and some newer states that we had just penetrated in the last year, like a northeastern part of India and some part of eastern India, which is what we have not been able to really penetrate higher. So we'll penetrate more on those those states, we'll penetrate more in the existing states where we are, and move little more southern in the next 2 to 3 years. So that's how our plans are. We will be opening at least 50 or more than 50 stores in this particular year, and growing those numbers in the consecutive years. Also targeting good amount of same store sales growth, because we still feel there's a large amount of opportunity which is left in the market where we are operating, wherein we can also pull in more like-to-like sales in the coming years. So that's what our plans are, to try and triple our sales in the next 3 to 4 years.
Have a benchmark with regards to your same-store sales growth? How much are you planning to achieve?
See, we have been always feeling that at least 7 to 8% sales should come in from like-to-like category. But and in the last 5-7 years, we have achieved those at an average basis. But last 1 year, we have not done that. This year also, we may have a little struggle looking at the market conditions. So, but I think there's large amount of opportunity, large amount of per capita income growth which is going to happen to the consumers. Our government is talking about this $5 trillion economy, and then those are going to spill and fuel the consumption, and that consumption we should be able to capture in from our like-to-like, the same store, from the same consumers, and selling them little more product or little better product. So I think that's how we'll be able to drive those kind of same store sales growth in the future years to come.
You're sounding optimistic. Now, if you're expecting that you will be able to grow your sale 3 times, which means you are looking at a growth of more than 30%. Is 30% growth a challenging, I'm not challenging the number, but some would argue it's a very ambitious number, because you've got the whole onset which is coming from large players like Reliance Retail. You've got a lot of online channels which have now started catering to small and mid-tier towns. When you're growing, you would also be committing to capex, and you also will have to deal with real estate. So whereas I applaud the fact that you have a very big target and a vision to triple your sales, but if I look at the lay of the land, the challenges also have increased.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. This is what you spelled out, and that's how the market is also increasing. So what I understand, the challenges, the opportunities are increasing. There are more players trying to cater to those opportunities. There are more players trying to decor themselves in that aspect and be there in those markets wherein they can be able to capture those opportunities. And I think this is the time when everyone is doing it, and we should be also doing it, because we are the pioneers of these markets, and we have been doing it for years together. I understand there is Reliance of the world and Future of the world, or even Pantaloons of the world, who are trying to cater to the similar markets and bringing in new formats, whether online or offline. There are people who are trying to come in. And that's why we are also very bullish on that. If people who have never been to these markets, and if people who have been mostly urban centric, and now trying to be a little mid market or semi-urban centric markets, and if they are able to succeed, or they will be able to succeed, is what they plan, why not V-Mart? So that's how we have been also, we have challenged ourselves and taken a little aggressive target, as we have not been, we did not go for this bullish approach in the last 3 to 4 years, because we wanted to stabilize our organization structure, we want to stabilize our processes, technology, and now we feel that we have done enough of that. We should now push our pedal a little more stronger and try to take that path. We understand there will be challenges on real estate, there will be challenges on finances, there may be some challenges on people or even marketing conditions, but that's the way it is going to be, and we are very confident that the market that we know, the consumers, the better the consumer that we know, and the ability for our kind of team to deliver those product to those consumers at those value is going to be the best. So let's go for it.
Okay, let's go for it. And on that note, we'll end the interview. Thank you for taking time out and joining in, talking a little bit about your growth trends, your growth targets, as well as what has been lined up by way of financials. That's V-Mart Retail, a little bit